Right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea. And the international break's on. There's not a lot to talk about in regards to Chelsea, but there's something that I feel it's important for me to talk about as someone who runs a fan channel alongside Lawrence, Lewis and everyone in regards to what's happening with Barcelona and Girona. So, in case you've been living under a rock for the past 2 days, you'd know that Barcelona and Girona are going to be playing a La Liga match in 2019 in the US. Now, geographically, Girona and Barcelona are in Catalonia. It's considered a Catalonian derby. Obviously, you know, Barcelona's a completely different level to Girona, but it's still classed as a derby. Now, one thing that I put a tweet out earlier, and I kind of just turned into a little rant on Twitter. So if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below. But basically, I watched Liam Vizza. He's one of my friends. I watch his videos, I support him, and he did a video yesterday regarding this whole situation. And for someone who obviously we've got vloggers, we've got people that run fan channels. These are all people which people would consider modern football, and I understand that. But that's not what we are, and we are not a representation of that. Football as an entity isn't just 22 blokes kicking balls into two different nets with a referee and a couple of linesmen. Football is a complete movement. There is stuff complete all around it which needs to be considered. It basically fuels communities to build stuff out of themselves. It fuels them to push themselves forward, and it makes them... It is literally joy and ecstasy in its purest forms. Just watching football or playing football in the park. You watch kids play football. You see, just when you're younger and you were that kid who'd be kicking a ball against the wall with your mates, you'd be happy. That is what football is. But it seems to me that FIFA and many of these other massive organisations seem to have forgotten that. Football is a global sport. Let's just take Barcelona as an example. Barcelona has the saying "Més que un club," which is basically saying more than a club. And they're doing this, and they want to do this by the looks of things, because no one seems to be arguing with it. Barcelona basically was founded and then built its whole image in the Spanish Civil War against Franco. He was the dictator that was there. He basically backed Real Madrid. He could have any players they want. Didn't have to be Spanish, whereas everyone else had to have just Spanish players. And Barcelona were the ones that stood up to Real Madrid. That is what El Clasico is. It is political. It's not just sport. It's politics. It's culture. You've got, even if it's dark to talk about, you've got hooligans and casual culture. It was more than that. You've got music involved with football. Kasabian for modern fans, you know, club football, that kind of stuff. In the 80s and stuff, you'd have Echo and the Bunnymen from Manchester. You had Oasis in the 90s. Blur are massive Chelsea fans. Damon Albarn. And they support their clubs with their music as well and give identities. Clubs aren't just a crest. Like, obviously, I'm wearing a t-shirt now. That's just a crest. It's Hackett. I don't know what it is. They're not even sponsored it, but I don't know what the thing is behind Hackett. It's an old t-shirt I got. But it's, you know, Chelsea, for example, was founded in a pub and was there to be in that space to help that community, to fill a stadium, to do all that kind of stuff. Liverpool and Everton, they have the biggest community vibes in, probably I'd say, in the UK in terms of football. Definitely in the Premier League. If you look at what they've done in their local communities, you can see that. Manchester United, Manchester City, you had the Docks. You had the Liverpool versus Manchester United was a battle of docks. The Albert Dock in Liverpool, and then the docks in Manchester. Come on, think about it. And people just seem to be forgetting that. There's so much more behind football, like I said, than 22 blokes kicking a ball. Now, it'd be wrong for me not to address fan channels and not to address vloggers, because quite frankly, I understand why people don't like us and what we do. Because we're taking advantage of everything. I ain't taking advantage of shit. I don't choose to stay up till 3 AM on a match day. Lewis doesn't choose to do it. Liam doesn't. George Akelia doesn't. The Spurs guys don't. Expressions. Robbie. We do it because we love it and we want to give people an opinion. Because it's things like this where clubs are not hearing people, where people need to step up. Why aren't people stepping up? Why aren't fans just not going and refusing? Why aren't the players refusing to play? Why? Explain it to me, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would you play a Catalan derby? Geography. The Catalan derby. The history behind Catalonia. Why are you doing that in the US? Explain that. Because I'm talking about this now, because it's not too long, because we know that the Premier League, the Bundesliga, major leagues are going to follow suit. And this is only the beginning of this whole idea of a European Super League. Fans cannot afford to go all across Europe. It's just all about this now. Like I said, football is more than that. It's complete culture. And why people don't understand this is beyond me. You look at the whole situation, like I'm saying, we've addressed vloggers, we've addressed the politics, we've addressed music, we've addressed football in its purest form. The World Cup, you've seen, for example, that however sponsored it is still the World Cup. It's still the World Cup. Russia, obviously, was a bit like that. Qatar, you could just put that to one side. I don't care what people say about that. Moving it as well, just so you can have it in Qatar because of that, is a fucking joke. But you saw people come together and celebrate. They celebrated football because it is amazing. You have people who do not like football celebrating goals, coming together because they had that feeling and they understand what people like us go through every single week. Put it this way, I understand that football, like I said, is a global sport. I get that. I get that people are going to want to see their clubs and do all of that stuff. And obviously when they go out to the US for pre-season tour, or Chelsea went to Thailand a few years ago, or wherever they go to boost their fan base and boost their general identity on other sides of the planet, fine. That's pre-season. I get that. It makes sense. People are going to want to watch the Premier League and want to watch other stuff as well. I completely understand that. And then they moan because it's not competitive. It's because of what it is. All due respect, I don't want to fly to bloody Beijing to watch Chelsea versus Arsenal in the Premier League. Because I know most people won't want to do that. And it's just so they can generate a better identity and look better online or whatever, or how to see so they can show fans. If people are that interested in football, as people claim to be and they claim to support their clubs, get yourself a plane ticket, get on a flight and fly. Because that way you're not just going to experience 22 blokes kicking a ball. Because like I keep saying, football is far more than that. If you're so interested in football, get a plane ticket and then go. And if you say you can't afford it, work harder and get it. Chris's girlfriend, for example, is a massive Chelsea fan. And she flew for a year, for a whole year she's been here, just to watch Chelsea. And she turned down, from what Chris told me, she turned down law degrees, she could have been playing football, but she wanted to come and watch her club. So she got on a plane, she got a job over here with her visa, she worked hard, and she watched Chelsea. That's what she wanted to do. And if people are so interested, they'll do that. They'll experience the culture. I forged my strongest friendships with Lewis, with Jack, with Chris, with everyone else, Blues, like Craig and all the people I speak to on Twitter. I speak to them at football. We have a pint, we talk to each other, we enjoy our company, and you build friendships. When you lose a game, you speak to people in the stands, or when you're celebrating a goal, you hug the bloke that's closest to you and you don't know who he is, but you'll still do it because you're celebrating. That's what football is. It's passion, it's pride, it's power, joy, ecstasy, friendships, socialising. It's people's lives. Quite frankly, it's my life. It's my life. My life centres around football. I live for it. You know, it's one of those things where people just, you may say it sounds stupid and all that kind of stuff, but guess what? This is what people do with their lives. This is what I chose to do. And for some bloke who sits and doesn't understand that, from a fan's perspective, he doesn't understand the fan's perspective, for him to try and say that that's what should happen because it benefits everyone, I'm sorry, it doesn't. It doesn't benefit everyone. Barcelona fans and Girona fans that will be travelling, you can't expect them to do that all the time. It's not long we're going to be seeing El Clasicos out and abroad. And obviously, for example, they should be played in Madrid and Barcelona because of the political sense and all that kind of stuff. That's what creates the story around it. You then also going to, we've already spoken about the Super League. There's so much stuff that could be happening here, and it's just wrong. It is, and it's just blokes wanting to make money, or people wanting to make money. If people are familiar with the story of Animal Farm by George Orwell, you know, I'll explain it to you. You had a bunch of animals ran a farmer out of a farm, and their chant when they first started was 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. By the end of the story, you see an arc develop politically and socially, and you see at the end of it, the people that were saying 4 legs good, 2 legs bad were saying the opposite. 2 legs good, 4 legs bad. It's the story of Russia and the communism and how that developed. And for example, it's not just applicable with that, it's applicable with this. Football was 22 blokes kicking a football. And then people came and watched and people enjoyed it. And it was just pure passion. And that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for people to come and enjoy themselves and experience something which was far bigger than themselves and bring people together to create unity. And it did that. Then more money got involved and it's just built and built and built and built. And now we're sat in the situation we're sat in, where in the end, you're just going to see a bubble burst. And football's not going to be football anymore. The closest you're going to get to roots in football is watching League One, League Two football. I've been down and just watched Charlton. I have a friend who's a Charlton fan. I've been to a game with him and I've enjoyed that because I just got to watch football and experience football rather than have a Carabao shoved in my face or people eating popcorn or pizza or whatever. Football is a whole culture. And people seem to be forgetting that. But yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I mean, I just feel that opinions need to be heard and people need to voice those opinions. And quite frankly, leave your comments on the whole situation down below. If you agree with me, share this video, link to my tweet, retweet that, speak about it, and then push it so everyone's voices are heard. Because I know for a fact I'm not alone in how I think about this. This is not football. This is corporate. And we don't have time for that. So yeah, whatever. Guys, make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links down in the description, blah, blah, blah. I mean, to be honest, it's not the type of video where I should be saying it. But all your support is very much appreciated. And we've built a little community here. So let's use that community and push things in the right way. So everyone's voices are heard. Because I think that's only fair. Football is for everyone, not just a few. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you very soon.